On this episode of Puff's Garage, we're working on trucks. So I'm back out on the family farm, and today I'm going to tackle my mom's 2007 Toyota Tacoma. And in this corner, I have my 2004 Chevrolet Avalanche. But let's see if I can get them both going back on the road. Let's go! Over here! No, this way. I still got it! Are you still watching? Did you click away? Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this. Now that I live in Oklahoma, I'm trying to fight the wasps like Puddin's Fab Shop. That guy goes kung fu on the wasps. Back to work. We need to cool this place down. So the way this fan works, I plug it in, but I gotta have our tool ready. Gotta get it started. Come on, baby. Give me some wind. Let's try turning it off and back on again. That always works. Woo! It's blowing now. All right, enough screwing around. Let's work on some trucks. Apparently, while she's driving, it's making some pretty obnoxious noises from the front. She thought it was the tires, not the tires. Thought maybe the brakes, maybe something to that, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't it either. So here's what she was describing. That's not normal. That movement is the actual hub bearing moving. So we're going to have to pull the brake caliper off, pull the brake rotor off, and then we should be able to get to the hub bearing. I got a few bolts to take off and swap this sucker out. So with the rotor off, yeah, I knocked those loose trying to get the rotor off, but you can see quite a bit of play by the time you get all the way out here with the tire. That's gonna feel like a wobble inside. And probably can't hear it over the fan, but it's got a pretty good grinding going on. Alright, let's get it cleaned up and back together. So maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot, but I don't have a wire brush or anything to really clean this up anymore. So I cleaned it the best I could, made sure there was no sharp edges, anything that was going to cause a restriction. But this old bearing really did a number on the inside of that. Chunks. I would be surprised if we don't end up changing out that ABS sensor. But for now, let's go ahead and put it all back together, see what happens. So the online order, oh, these have holes in them. Send them back. We ordered the parts, had them shipped, just because they didn't have the parts locally. Apparently these are made for people that have really small hands. Our new one looks a little better. Doesn't have all that worn out spot on the back side. Alright, let's get to putting it in. Okay, we got our new hub on. Definitely doesn't have the problem with the last one. We can put our rotor on. Caliper back. I'm getting used to the white gloves by now that are not so white. Anyway, we got our new hub bearing in. We've got our caliper and brake rotor back together. Now we'll just put our wheel back on. And just like that, there's no more wobble in this wheel. Now, the other side isn't wobbling, but you know what? We got two, and it just makes sense to go ahead and change them out. So I'm going to go do the other side just like I did this side, and then we'll go for a test drive. All right, the only thing left to do now, besides take off these awesome gloves, is to test drive it. Now, I did notice that the brake pads were getting a little thin, so I let Mom know that next time she's in ordering parts, we should go ahead and change out those brake pads. Rotors looked great, so now I just got to wait for Mom to come home and test drive it and let me know if she notices a difference. So to recap, took off brake pads, put on new brake pads, painted brake calipers to surprise Mom. She was surprised. Sorry, that's the recap. Oh, and this. So no noises. It's not wobbling. Did I fix it?
Going straight down the road. I believe so.
All right, is it wobbling now?
No, it's not going.
Well, that's a definitive sign. There you have it. It's not making the ooh, 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 ooh sound. So I guess we fixed it.
We did.
All right. I guess on to the next project. Noco Boost to the rescue again. Man, I sure wish I was working on you right now, buddy. Soon, very soon. Looking for an extension. Oh, did I see one? Yep. If I were an extension cord, this is where I'd be. Oh, you're stuck. All right. She's so organized. No! Why didn't you tell me about that, cat? Oh no! Almost died. Whew. Crisis averted. Take this end. Find a plug-in. Oh hey. Oh hello. Battery weak. Let's do the old load test. Oh, battery bad. Well, dang it. Well, with Mom's truck complete, I'm going to get it pulled out, get the Avalanche in, and let the teardown begin. I sure do like my super clean that they sent me, which I appreciate that package. But I sure wish they'd send me their floor dry. I've heard that stuff's amazing. And I just don't have any, so dirt it is. Alright guys, for those of you that haven't seen this truck, it is my 2004 Chevrolet Avalanche C71 four-wheel drive. The reason why I bought an Avalanche is because it didn't have the plastic cladding all over the body. This is a smooth side Avalanche, similar to the Cat Eye Silverado. But the truck sat for a long time, and mainly because it needed a new pinion bearing and a new rear seal in the axle. Well, because I procrastinated, it took me almost 3 years to just get that little job done. By the time it was done, the truck was off and running. I drove it everywhere. It is hot. Okay, so back to the story. So I took this truck to No Name Nationals as the tow vehicle for my 63 Slam Creek. It did great most of the way there, but I noticed once I got to Sykeston, Missouri, there was a little bit of a bearing noise coming from the rear end. So I checked the rear end, and sure enough, it started leaking from the front seal again. So, rather than fix it, I just topped it off. And I thought, well, if it got me all the way here, it should get me all the way home. And it did, but it started making noise about halfway home. And my buddy Chad, with Square Body Stuff, he was following me and noticed that he could smell gear oil when he was following me. So sure enough, I made it all the way home, towing the 63 Grand Prix. And then the next day, I go to drive to work in the Avalanche because it was readily available. And I made it halfway to work and through the drive shaft. Well, something bad happened. I think it's their fault. I have no idea what kind of carnage is going on back there. I literally threw the drive shaft in the back of the truck, threw it in four-wheel drive, limped it to where I could get to, got it home on a tow truck, and it's sat there ever since. The last time you guys saw it, I was towing it from the house in Burlington to my mom's farm. Here it is, and now I'm going to fix it, or at least attempt to. Man, it's hot. So because it's 103 degrees, I'm doing this job in little chunks. So we're going to get it jacked up on jack stands and start disassembling everything. And if I get too hot, go inside, rest, look up parts, maybe do some social media, and back out, and keep going. We can't stop just because it's too hot. There's something about working in your dad's shop with your dad's tools. It just brings back it just gives you a special feeling, you know? Now this isn't the shop that I grew up helping Dad in, dropping bolts into the engine, or you know, can't hold the flashlight correctly. You guys can relate. But it is the last shop he worked in. So just kind of a special feeling to be out here working on my own project with my dad's tools in my dad's shop. No, that's not a tear. It's sweat, because it's 103 degrees out here. And I got the big fan going, I got the door open for ventilation. We need to do something to come up with a way to cool the shop. Alright, with the wheels off, you can see it's been a little while since we've had these brakes working. Now this brake caliper had the bleeder break off, so I got a brand new brake caliper in the truck we're going to put on there. And these rotors were new just before No Name Nationals, but the shocks, I don't know if they still work or not. We might look to replace those. Everything else looks pretty good, but obvious problem. We had a leak down there, and it leaked out of that front pinion seal. Apparently drained the rear end to the point that it could no longer lubricate itself, cool itself, and it exploded. But we'll know more once we get it apart. And I found where these guys are coming from. Apparently built them a little home right there. Let's try super clean. Definitely slowed them down. Cleared that out, so I'm going to knock that down and get it out of here. Hopefully that slows down the activity. Well, even with a slight breeze, 103 is very, very hot. I've got the rear axle mocked up, ready to go back in, but I figure this is a good time to take a break and go grab the U-joints and maybe some diff fluid to make sure that's topped off. And I gotta tell you, I'm sweating so much I got water in places that I don't even get wet in the shower. So I guess we need to pull this GTP off the battery cooker and see if it's gonna be any good or not. It's been set on a roast for a day. Let's test the battery. Oh, it shows a dead battery. That's a good sign, right? All right, it's showing weak. Just barely in the green there. And bad. Well, guys, I suppose I got this car with the battery in it and thought I might need to buy a battery then. And I have limped it through over the 500-mile trek home and driving it back and forth to work, testing it out with the coil packs and the AC and everything else going on. And now the poor battery is just bad. Well, it had a good run. You didn't think I'd actually replace it, did you? It still starts the car. Car says it's 106. The way I'm leaking fluid out of my face, I'd say it's probably close. Well, I just left out of O'Reilly's, spending my whole pension on some parts, U-joints, fluids, things I actually need, but man, it hurts to spend money. Oh, hey. Anybody need some sweet corn? Yeah, get it, buddy. Man, I really need this vacation. It's a whopping day and a half, but it's with my family and it's gonna be fun. Still started. Well, the car was kind of acting up on the drive, so I'll go ahead and charge up Vantana's battery. We'll swap it into the GTP, and then we'll figure out Vantana's when we're ready. He's gonna be down for a little bit longer. So after having so many problems with the jack, we're gonna try a couple ratchet straps, see if we can't lift it that way. Better than trying to balance it on the jack while I get the bolts put in. I don't know, it might work. It's working! Did you find another one?
Yeah, I'm over there.
Oh, okay, here's one.
That was really a smart idea. You don't have to use the dang jack.
That's what I thought. I could hear everybody on the internet yelling at me. But I couldn't make out the words. Ow! Whew! That was close.
Don't sound like no tabby cat to me.
It's tapping. It's tapping. It's trying to fight me is what it's doing. upwind. Ha ha! Ooh, shoved it too deep. It happens. And we got one bolt in. Woohoo! Celebrate good times. Come on. It's 103. Driver's side, you got to get with the program. Passenger side's showing you up. Oh, no, he's not. Getting all jammed up now. Yeah. Got a quick jerking motion. Best way to get work comp. See, if I'd have used the bigger hammer, we'd be done by now. Ow! Ding! It's done. It keeps telling me it's done. You know what I should probably do is probably put that spring in before I do all this. Like an idiot. Oh, bleeding. Well, I got the driver's side mostly in. Doesn't seem to have helped me on this side at all. I was hoping it would help settle it in, but it has not. Go back and finish that side.
Okay, if you look at this thing, it has a face. This is the face. Okay? Then it sticks its tongue out through here.
Yep.
Never wrap it back around there.
Aha!
And now ratchet it. Always keep your tongue out here.
So stick your tongue out.
Yeah.
And it won't get twisted up.
That's right.
Okay, now you guys, you learned it, because I've been doing it wrong for, what, like 20, 30 years?
I don't know, that's just the way I do it. And then whenever you get ready to undo it, you just pull the tongue. Or push this back and pull the tongue. And it'll come
Yeah, I'm a complete idiot. I've been doing it wrong all of these years. Okay, guys, you learned it here. Thanks, Mom.
Maybe not. I mean, other people do it differently, but that's the way I was taught.
Well,
And it works well.
you didn't teach me till today, but I'm glad you did. Well, with all the bolts back in place, now it's time to just tighten them up. The ratchet strap trick worked. Pretty proud of us for coming up with that. Thanks, Mom, for teaching me how to use a ratchet strap properly. Apparently I wasn't doing it right this whole time. Woo! It's hot. We're nearing the finish. Give it the boot tappy tap. All right, we got the emergency brake cables back where they need to go. All the bolts are tight. Everything's where it needs to be except one little piece. Yep, we got to put the drive shaft in. Okay. Woo, it's hot. Everything's bolted up. Got the drive shaft with new U-joints in it, ready to go in. All right, I'm happy with those. Drive shaft installed. Oh, of course you fell off. Okay guys, I'm hot, I'm dirty, I'm sweaty, but this thing is ready to go test drive. So it's probably not gonna be pretty. And my camera, poor thing, died of heat stroke. So we're gonna just wing it using the phone and go test drive. Wish me luck. Okay, don't make fun of me. Grassy burnouts are better than no burnouts, right? But that's all I got. It's either that or gravel, and I'm not really ready to destroy the whole rear end at this exact moment. So, yeah, sit back and enjoy. It's working! Thanks for watching Buff's Garage. We'll see you next time. Woohoo! Oh wait, you thought I was going to finish the video that way? Probably would have been great, but I still have to switch the battery out from Brian Vantana to the free GTP. I'm sure you don't want to watch that. So thanks for watching Buff's Garage. We'll catch you next time.